haven't got a menu, got stew and ale. Hey, you! Leave your axe at the door.
We will have a new person joining us shortly, just not yet. I will save their back when they show up. But last time, 2 weeks ago, when we last left our new adventurers, they were on the road again. So they had just taken care of the influenced bear that had attacked them. They still needed to rest because it was technically like 6 hours into their rest and not full 8. So they decided to go up the mountain a little bit and put up the bard's tiny hut so that they would not be disturbed once again by a bear influenced by whatever it was. They took their rest with their newfound trio of friends. The Modron, the Victorian dressed individual, and the bird person. I say bird person, not a specific race, because you haven't discovered their specific race. You're not sure which one it is. In the morning, they all traveled together up the mountain and through a pass that the road has been carved out for travelers north, even though this is not a well-traveled road anymore because of the Battle of the Shar Plains. While they were on the path, they found a little scuffle of something above them, above the cliff face they were next to. They did their best to hide and saw that there was a red dragon high above, looking for something. As they were just trying to decide what to do, a copper dragon was disturbed and thrown from its hiding spot into the path where they were hiding themselves. Blue lightning seemed to follow the copper dragon into the opening, and the party decided that this is not a fight they wanted to be a part of, and very stealthily snuck out of there as a blue dragon shows up, and a battle between the copper and blue dragon happens. As they were making their way away from the dragon fight, the last sight of the two of them going at it was the red dragon finally joining them and finishing off the copper dragon. They then headed back further down the mountain on the other side and spent the night over there. They before entering the town. After the night ended, they packed their bags and headed into town, where they found a couple inns. One was less satisfying, one was more better suited for them. Most of them headed inside and attempted to get food and drink, while the Paladin decided to find refuge in the organization that he's a part of, seeking knowledge and safe haven. The Bard made an attempt to persuade the tavern keep to allow her to sing, but the tavern itself was very busy and unable to allow her to speak up, as it were, to get a chance to talk to anyone. And so, not taking no for an answer, she just started playing music and then started singing, and this entranced the entire tavern. After a full set, the tavern was much more organized. It helped the tavern keep get all of the orders out, food and drink, and was able to allow the other patrons or the other party to get their food and drink and have a great evening. The ranger was able to not get knocked on her ass with from the alcohol that was the special drink of the week. So that was a very lucky thing that you had to be a part of. And the singing of the bard allowed party to have a free room or free place to stay for the night, though they still had to pay for food and drinks. The cleric decided to board with the paladin in the safe haven that he had found, and everyone had a pleasant evening's sleep. The next day, the trio of other adventurers did not show up to follow them out, so they decided, our party of individuals decided to find another taxi service for a quick ride to the Tri-Town area and Shamph, where the tournament is taking place. On the road, they met up with a very friendly halfling. He and his sister were traveling around in general, but with the information of the tournament coming up, he decided to check it out. Once they were able to get there, they were a bit slower than the taxi service, but and we last left off with the party essentially fast traveling to Shamph and the Tri-Town area. So, you arrive via taxi, via wagon service. Everything has been paid, so you can merely just jump off, gather your things, and they will attempt to find another service out of there. Though it'll be difficult because everyone wants to go to the tournament, people don't necessarily want to leave. And that's where we will begin. This is the town of Shamph. Let's start off by having Aja tell me a fun fact about herself.
Okay. Fun fact about Aja is that she's not used to seeing other elves. It's still kind of like a shock for her, because the place where she grew up back in where did she come from? The area near Greencrest. She was like kind of, there was mostly humans there, wasn't really a lot of other races, so she just kind of was used to her family and herself looking different, and then just being around humans. So when she started venturing out into the world, it was a little bit of a shell shock of seeing like dwarves and gnomes and dragonborn and like other elves, but different kinds of elves. She's not used to it even still.
Okay. Well, we'll see how her interaction with many elves of this area will bring.
There's gonna be so much judgment, right?
From which party? From Aja or from others?
I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
Okay. All right. Metal Skin. What would you like to say about yourself today?
He can't get pregnant.
Wow. Didn't know that.
Yep, it's a little known fact.
Not even by divine intervention?
Nope.
Wow.
Like, what if he turned into a female? Like, magic genie.
He can't. They don't exist. No,
Some people just can't.
I don't.
Regardless of gender.
Maybe it's a Goliath thing. Like, there's not a lot
How
of
would-
like female Goliaths. It's like, you know, with dwarves, or it's like they all have beards. How do you tell the genders? And they're able to do it, but it's also kind of a trick for them. Like, oh, maybe that's it. That's how it is with Goliaths.
You're formed from stone. And Ashe, what would you like to say?
In keeping with the theme of my last fun fact, Ashe, while she likes animals and really wants a pet, finds the large animals very scary. So she kind of like is torn between wanting to befriend them and wanting to run and hide.
What's like the size?
Has she ever encountered like a pet that is small and then suddenly turns large when it's older? And then suddenly it's frightening?
Not really, because I would say like cats or dogs would be fairly normal to her, but she's never really been around an animal like a larger one, like horses when they were young. So she's not familiar with like large animals while they are small, I guess, if that makes sense.
I think I might have, at one point in the game, give you a pet owlbear that you will raise into a large animal.
Oh dear.
I would say for like a serious thing though, it's not really a fun fact, but I guess like maybe something that he would close at some point. Like part of the reason why he is the way he is because there was he was part of a, I don't know, I guess a family group or something, and they
A cult?
no, I don't think so.
Family group.
I haven't really fleshed it out. Like a
Could
group,
be a
like
clan.
like a clan type of thing. And he was told to do something, did something else, and ended up getting someone killed. So that's why he's like a pacifist / you listen to what people tell you to do.
Very deep.
Yeah.
What a deep.
His mysterious past is coming forth. What's the size requirement where it's like, okay, it's getting a little too big now for Ashe? Like for animals, like so you said dogs, but like dogs like Great Danes, is that a little too big?
That's
Mastiff?
yeah, probably borderline. She would be a little bit uneasy, but like I would say a lab would be okay, if that makes sense. Like
Okay.
and then like
Medium-sized dog.
large dogs are kind of borderline, and then anything larger than that.
Okay.
So like the bear was a lot for her.
Yeah, bears are scary. When they stand up,
One-
they're like what, 8 feet tall?
When
9
they're
feet tall?
like rah and attacking you in the middle of the night.
Rah,
Yeah.
rah.
I don't think it's really the size. It's a bear.
It's a girth.
It's gonna be scary regardless. It could be like a 5-foot tall bear.
I remember seeing a cougar when I was a kid. We'd have like cougars out in the orchard, and there'd always be like, "Oh, there's a cougar sighting. Don't let your cats out and stuff." And I remember like riding my bike, I think to around my dad's house, and like visiting friends and stuff. And I remember seeing like a cougar on the hillside, and it was like, it was pretty far away, but I could tell it was a cougar, and I could associate the size of how big it was with like the brush, the weeds around it, and I was like, dang, that cat's big. That's a little scary. And then I just like biked home like as fast as I could and stayed inside for the rest of the day. But like, I get it. Like, you see a big animal, it's like, yeah, it's not huge like a whale or an elephant, but it's still big. And it's like, oh, that could kill me.
It's not really big, but I saw a bobcat yesterday on my way to work. Pretty.
In Portland?
It was south of Portland, but yeah.
Oh.
That
Was it
area.
on a trailer?
What?
Was it cute and scary?
Well, I barely saw it. I mean, I was riding and then like it just ran off the road.
Oh.
But I was able to see the bobcat. It was kind of small. I mean, large cat size. I mean,
Yeah.
medium-sized cat. Not quite a cougar.
Yeah, it's like you'd see that and you'd be like, dang, that's a huge house cat. Wait a minute. Look at the size of those paws. That's not a house cat.
Right. All right. Kind of springing this on you last minute because we haven't talked about this before. But Ponderance, do you have a character fact about yourself? Could be anything, something from your childhood, a dislike of a food, or you've gotten the past of animals.
Sure, I guess, like, I don't know, since my character's new, should I do more related to the backstory, or like a trivia fact that is sort of irrelevant and wouldn't come up in the story otherwise?
Right now, trivia fact, but as we get to know your character, you might want to do a little bit more backstory. Flesh out your character.
Okay. Can I have a minute? Sorry.
Oh yeah.
I
We
have
can
a-
actually have
fun
you
fact.
talk when your character's introduced. So you have
Okay.
a little bit.
Thank you.
Sheila and Loki are taking a bit, and that is fine. We will get started, regardless, in the town that you see here. So, Shamph is the farming town of the 3 cities here. It is also the it is the one associated with the tournament because of like they have massive fields that they can allow for people to come in and have a short tournament, and then once the people get out, they can start their process again. But they have the most space, so Shamph is the one associated. When people get to this area, they arrive here, and you see that the town is completely decorated. Everyone here is keeping busy. The streets aren't all that busy themselves. Mostly people going in and out and heading to the north, where the tournament is. The entrance to the fairgrounds or the tournament grounds are taking place. So you get dropped off at the town. Would you like to spend some time here, or do you want to go straight to the entrance to the tournament?
Whoa. What time of day is it?
So you I'll say it's like mid-afternoon.
Okay. Aja's gonna turn to the party. So, Do we want to do like the tourist stuff or just go straight to tournament? Place
They
seems-
provide lodgings with tournament registration.
do not know.
Should we find somewhere to stay?
I guess let's walk.
Can we ask like, or can we tell from the people around us whether it's starting today?
You can make either an insight or an investigation check.
Let's see. Which one is... Eight.
You are looking around. These people here aren't really tourists themselves. They look like they are villagers. Like they're not dressed in travel attire. They're not dressed up for an occasion or anything. It seems like they are getting just getting things done before they leave for different rounds. So these look like locals, but you can't really tell when the tournament is starting.
Perhaps we should maybe walk towards the registration of the tournament and see if there's inns nearby.
Perhaps we can register first. I don't know when it starts exactly.
Ah, that's a good point. That sounds that we should do that. Yes. Which way is registration?
I don't know. You can probably follow the crowd.
Is there like a line?
It doesn't seem like there's a line here. People here aren't locals here aren't heading there just yet. You can see the majority of people are heading north, but you aren't sure if that's has to do with the tournament or if people are going home or going to businesses or what.
Is there anyone that was like running like a little stall selling stuff for like the tourists coming in or whatever?
Actually,
I could
no.
ask for direction.
Surprisingly, there aren't like little side shops open. There aren't like taverns aren't really busy. This seems like kind of weird for a tourist town and tournament thing, but it's not really busy in this town. It's just kind of like a little bit of hustle and bustle around.
Are there guards anywhere nearby?
Yeah. You wanna find one and ask?
Yes, I'm gonna find one and ask for directions.
So you see a pair of more heavily armored individuals, just walking around, watching people having a little chit chat with each other.
Excuse me. Would any of you happen to know where the tournament registration is?
Oh yes, we do you looking to enter or are you looking to spectate?
I believe we are looking to enter, to take part in this.
All right. Well,
tournament.
if you just head up that way, and he points up to where the majority of people are going, you might want to. You'll find the registration just at the entrance, and most of the people here aren't really looking to compete. They're just people keeping things busy while they wait for this tournament to start.
What time does it start exactly?
Looks up the sun and picks up some dust from the ground and like checks which direction the wind is going. It starts in about 2 days.
Oh, excellent. Do you know if there's room and board here, or is it provided by the tournament committee? I assume it's run by a committee.
If you go and register, there will be a placement for you can set up your tent or any belongings you have.
Okay. So it's like fun camping tournament that lasts few days. Got it. Thank you for your information. And
Glad to
she'll
be of service. Anything else you
bow.
need?
No, that is all, I'm afraid.
Oh, well,
Till next time.
welcome
And
to
then she'll kind
Shamph.
of she'll bow her head, like nod her head, and go back to her party and relay the information. 2 days, tournament that way. There is areas for camping where we can set up camp tents to stay.
Oh boy.
The games begin when?
In 2 days.
2 days.
Yes, we are early. But we can go and register now.
All right. Is there a job board in this town? Do you think? There used to be such things where I'm from.
I don't know. I didn't know
Job
that.
board.
Is there any job
Well-
boards around?
You can roll investigation to look for such things. Or you can go and ask the guardian.
I'll go ask the guard. I see the guard, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the one that I
I'll go
just...
ask- the one that's what? I don't know anything about this guard. Sorry, I wasn't here.
It
for
was
that.
the one that I was just talking to, so you can
Yes.
go talk to him.
So I'm gonna go talk to him. I'm gonna go talk to him.
Yes.
Okay,
And
so
Excuse me,
hello. Hey,
Mr. Guardsman there, I'm unsure how I should address you.
that's fine. How can I help you?
Well, since it seems like the tournament doesn't begin for a while, I was wondering if there are like any job boards where locals like have tasks that they would like performed for them. Something to fill my time and earn a coin.
It's very kind of you to insist, but right now, everything's focused on the tournament. All jobs and quests have been postponed until after such time. But if you'd like, you could just help out by cleaning up if you see anything, making sure the town of Shamph stays nice and clean for all the people who show up.
Right.
Is there anything else you'd like?
No.
All right.
Thank you.
Welcome to Shamph and have a good one. Good luck in the tournament.
Bye-bye now.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye.
I'll go back over to everyone. No. Thought I was a bloody janitor.
Well, I'm sure this tournament gets very messy, so
Yeah. I was
I
going to say you probably do clean up some messes.
Well, I plan on cleaning up, but not in the way that he means.
well, maybe that's good sign. Maybe that means this the city is safe.
We don't have to roll a d4, do we?
No.
That
Okay.
whooshed. That whooshed. I have no idea.
He was gonna clean up, but in a different way.
Uh,
I was gonna say somebody has a clock that needs cleaning somewhere. That's a bit different.
Uh,
A couple of things.
All right.
like cleaning house.
Yes, that was the.
Okay.
No, I guess it definitely doesn't count if no one.
Well, I got the I didn't realize it was supposed to be a I don't know.
Do you want to take a D4?
No. Well, actually, but never mind.
There'll be plenty of time for that in a bit.
Moving along.
Enough of that now. Let's head to the tournament.
It's a silly place.
Okay, so you head in the direction that the guard indicated.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
assume everyone's coming.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
This merry band of adventurers.
So you head in the direction that he pointed, and it's pretty easy to find your way, even though the town streets are kind of windy. You can tell that it has been organized in such a way that the like what you see here, the flowers, the banners, the ribbons, are on main streets to head towards the tournament. So if you go into an off street, it's a little bit more bland. It's still like nice and clean and good present, but it's not as doesn't indicate that the tournament is in this direction. So you've managed to find your way easily through the winding streets of Shamph. You go out the northern part, and you see, as you are exiting out, you notice the crowd is getting larger and larger. More and more people are shambling towards that area, and out it opens up to this large area. It looks very much like a sort of a Ren fair. Beyond a fence and what looks to be the entrance to the tournament grounds is a very large coliseum or stadium that is sort of dwarfing the entire area here. But with the entrance, you see that it's two gates that are bisected with a partition. On the right side, there is a very long line that winds, snakes around people of all sorts of sizes, the elderly, children. You can tell people from different parts of the land are lined up here. And on the left side of the partition, it is empty. It seems like it's just open up to the tournament grounds. So you can approach how you'd like.
Along the path that we were walking, were there any like banners like on houses or something that might indicate like a town champion?
Fan flags, that kind of thing.
You see the
You know, like Shamph's
Yeah.
champ.
I know what you're saying. I'm trying to think of if there would be. You do see a lot of banners in the style of these purple and gold sun things. Banners, flags. It seems like this is the pride of the town. These are the flag and the colors. So you see a lot of that, but you don't necessarily see champions from this town. It seems like this town isn't either doesn't have people enter the tournament or doesn't have winners in the tournament.
Okay.
Also in the crowd that is in the line that snakes around, you see all sorts of colors and pride from different parts of Faerun. So you see a Waterdeep flag, a Skuld flag. You see some Bear Dusk. You see some Durlusk. All sorts of different kinds of flags that are showing support for their towns, even if they don't have a champion.
I moved over to the left side where there's no line. And I looked. Is there an attendant? Is there an
Yes.
office? Is it okay?
About 10 feet past the gate, there's a I guess an attendant or a ticket taker, registration, that kind of someone sitting behind a desk or
Okay.
booth.
Someone I can talk to.
Yeah.
All right. Is this where you register?
Okay. So you approach this person. This person seems to be very ready to sit in the sun all day, ready for whatever, but also very tired and lazy. It seems like this person hasn't seen a lot of people come this way before. And when you come up and talk to them, they say, "Oh, are you here to register? Are you here to enter the tournament?"
What you got?
What do you mean, what I got? What do you got? You got the stuff? Do you think you can take them on?
Is this where you register? Then yes, I'd like to register.
Yeah, this is the registration point.
So what am I registering for?
Are you registering to fight in the tournament? Try to get the prize against the other competitors.
It sounds like a fun time.
I understood that there were a number of different games.
There
Can you
are.
register as a group?
Then
Hold on, Missy. Let me just talk to this person. I'm talking to this person right now. You'll have your turn in a moment. Yes, there are
That's all
several
right.
events.
that's all right. We're together. So her question is pertinent.
That is valid. I appreciate that. All right.
So
If you,
Talking here. That's what this guy-
ma'am, I'll get to you in a moment. But right now I'm talking to this gentleman.
She's also with us.
what? We're
All
all
right.
together. You see here.
And my eggs.
The person will like very this person's quite a bit larger than everyone that you've seen. It seems like they just this is their only job and they don't really
Is he larger
much
than
to
Metal
it.
Skin here?
You had one job.
I mean yes, but you can't quite tell. This person is like dressed up in like the suit and tie kind of thing, where they're just like, there for the day job, and you also can't really tell their gender, so it's a bit ambiguous. But this person goes down and pulls a piece of parchment out and slaps it onto the desk in front of him, and puts a quill and ink in front and says, This is your application. You're gonna have to fill it out and hand it back to me as soon as you're done."
Okay, but can we register as a group?
If you read the parchment, you'll see that you can.
I can't read any of this. This looks like scribbles.
Mike Wazowski.
Get your reading glasses out, Missy.
I need no glasses. I am superior
Bartown
eyesight.
Spring Tournament entry form. Where you
If you
put
scroll
your
down on
name
the
and stuff. Group
handout, you'll
name.
see.
Do you fight as group or individuals, and what are we representing? Name, age, origin, representation. Blah blah blah.
Blah 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 blah.
Competition
blah, blah, blah.
rewards.
Can't open it bigger.
All right, I see.
I can't read this third one.
I
Group
can't read any
name.
of it.
It's you got the look. Turn the page over. Look on the other side.
It's
We need to have
one-sided.
Dinner.
Name.
This is what
seems
you get.
applicable. we need to have a group name.
First place, an item imbued with magic, 1,000 platinum pieces, and the legendary prism. Yes,
That's what everyone wants. Good luck with
What is-
that.
What does the prism do?
I don't know. I just work here.
That's like
Legendary.
you said. Everybody wants it. Why? What is so?
Because it's first prize. Everyone wants the first prize.
Because it's legendary?
Sure, let's go with that.
But what's the legend?
You have to ask the individuals who are presenting it. Although
alright, fine.
You
Good.
can't personally speak with the Baron and Baroness. Not unless you win.
Well, after we kick ass, we can.
You better.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Alright. Let's put our heads together and fill this thing out, okay? Alright, we'll be back.
Don't take
I
too
think there's
long. I'm
A
pretty
few
busy.
Too many of us for that.
Yeah, I can see.
Is there like a line of people behind us?
So
forming?
you turn
Or is
around,
it-
and for like in the time you've been interacting with this person, you haven't really noticed anyone. But you turn around, and suddenly there's somebody behind you. Just one person. This individual in strapped with cloth and robes. They're kind of glowing a little bit. Ponderance, do you want to describe your character?
Yeah. So, I mean, you kind of got it. He's in tattered regalia. They're sort of a beige with a gold trim. Looks slightly thin, but there's this like blue light that kind of shimmers out, expanding his frame just a little bit on the limbs that are exposed through the tied cloth. You see that his eyes look quite sunken in, like an incredibly weary person, save for the fact that there is an intensity of this blue light that comes out of his eyes seems to glow.
Are you a lich?
Sorry, is that your character asking that, or are you asking me?
Yes, my character.
You guys turn undead.
So you see,
Certainly not.
She's never seen anyone like you before.
so you all have been talking to the registrar, and turn around and see this person like directly behind you. You didn't hear or see anything as they approached you up. Very sudden. Silent.
Aja swears
I turn and go,
in Elfish.
whoa, bright
She
boy!
turns around and is like, ah, Kaffus! My eyes! So bright!
I mean, I guess point of order as Brendan. I don't think it's like bright. Rather, I just want to like he's ephemeral.
Oh.
Haja could still be dramatic.
I could still be dramatic.
But okay, just wanted to make sure.
So
Me
blue.
too. I'm going to call you bright boy, regardless. I mean,
Very well.
If you must, yes.
I'm sorry if my form upsets you.
No, it's startling.
oh,
but
no
it's fine.
offense, no offense.
Yes.
I am glad. I am not quite sure exactly how I'm supposed to present to everyone here, so I hope this is not too off-putting. I would just like to register as soon as you're done with the form. Thank you.
It's like you put on your finest.
Surely he has more than one form.
Ooh. Let's, Aja will
That
turn
would
around
be
and ask the
But
person.
This may take us a while.
Are you done yet?
Well, no, is it? Do you have another form, or is this like the one form you have?
As you can see, I got a lot of people coming in wanting to register. So if you can pick up the
Turns
pace.
around.
So that's a no.
Cthulhu is gonna make sure that he doesn't have an astigmatism. He's gonna like rub his eyes and then look again to make sure that it's not just blurry vision.
I am not sure if the registrant has the person who's running the registry
What is your
has
name?
another form, sir.
That is all right. I can wait.
Okay.
You could ask
There are
him his
plenty
name.
of lines on this form.
'Cause we have to talk about just we want to register, whether we want to register as a group or individuals, and I still don't know what the events are.
Okay, so Loki, as you're kind of like asking about that, you know how you look at like an ant on the ground and you suddenly notice it, and then once you notice one, you notice like 1,000. Same thing kind of happens where you're kind of like unfocusing your eyes and like widening your perspective, and suddenly you see a bunch of parchments that are stuck to various poles all around the registrar. They are pieces of parchment that have the events that happen each day. So I will show those to you.
And only to you.
Oh, I can also see it.
Well,
Spoiler.
I know. This is for everyone. So as he's talking about that, the same thing happens to everyone else, where you kind of like look around and suddenly you see these pieces of parchment with this description everywhere. So that's day 1. This is day 2.
That was
This is day 3.
Oh my.
Ugh.
brain blast.
And this is day 4.
Final day. And we could potentially
Amazing.
compete as a group.
With the general pictures that you see on the parchment, you can kind of get an idea of what the event is. So if you scroll down on each of those handouts, you'll see an idea of what to expect.
So the last day we are playing Faerun Ninja Warrior.
Is there any place where there are rules? Say, if we enter as a team, but for the individual events, is it one member of the team does that event, or do all the members of the team do? How does that work? Is there a place where there are some explanations on
You
a
can
scroll?
ask the registrar.
Him again?
There aren't really rules or any words other than days on the parchments
Okay.
that are put on there.
All right.
I'm just
So-
disappointed in music competition.
You never know. There might be more days to do music.
Song has something. Give me it.
All right, well, let's fill out the form.
You do have the ability to edit the application.
Did he
Yeah.
give us pen? They?
Well, I
Yeah,
like
they
playing
handed
part of
you
it. That's all right with y'all.
quill and ink.
What was that, Sheila?
I said I don't mind playing, being part of a group if that's all right with y'all.
Sure. It's let me clarify something first, and I go turn back to the clerk. So if we register as a group, what happens at the individual event?
The group is only there for the versus the monster. There'll be 6 individuals fighting as a group against a large monster.
Does not sound very exciting.
Okay. But what about the one-on-one combat on day 1?
You might be paired with one of your friends or party members on one of those days.
I see. So on the application form, we should each list our name and a group name.
What is origin and representation?
Is that what you're saying?
The only thing the group is for the 6 individuals versus the larger monster.
Understood. But if the 6 of us want to fight together as a group against that monster, how do we register to do that?
It's pretty clear in this form if you make a check mark next to group.
But each group member, like for example on day 1, each group member, all 6 of us will have to take part in the archery contest, yes?
Each day you can decide if you want to compete or not, but if you do compete, you each will have to compete in that. The only thing that the group has, the group register is part of the group versus the larger monster. That's the only thing the group is for. Some people want to be individuals and will be separated into other groups that show up. Not everyone shows up as a 6-person group.
Okay, how do I edit this?
Someone's editing it. Oh, I think Ashe is doing it.
To answer your question, Missy, your origin is where you're from, and your representation is where you represent. What faction or group of people do you represent yourself?
It sounded like you just stepped on the bug.
Oh, well, let us have a name.
Wait, what does?
Yeah, we never did come up with a name, did we?
What is the origin?
We talked about it.
Origin is where
like
you're from.
Where we're from. Name. Group name.
Really, the only important thing is your name, because that's what gets put into the system.
And what is representation?
Alright, I want you to clear your ears, because I'm only gonna explain this once more. Representation is what group or faction you associate yourself with, and you're representing that group or faction.
Right. Thank you.
Okay, so what's our group? Somebody had some names before.
We had some names. Champions of Thamarsh. Let's see. There is Demon Bane of Thamarsh. We had Thame Illustrious Travelers.
Oh, I like that one.
The tits for short.
Oh, I think I like that one.
Those illustrious travelers.
We're Thamarsh
is that what-
Illustrious
okay.
Travelers.
Yes, just put down tits.
Yeah, tits.
Them's the tits.
Yep, that's us.
Exactly.
That's our cheer. Encouraging.
And to edit the handout, at the top of the handout itself, there's a button that says edit. But I think it might get confused if too many people are editing at once.
I like to think that at some point the crowd will just be chanting our name.
Well, I do not see
Well,
a button.
if you win, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a button. I'd like to add my name.
Same. I can't edit.
You
I
have
can't
to
edit.
close it and reopen it.
Yeah, I tried too, and I couldn't.
Oh, we gotta close it and reopen it.
Yeah, because it wasn't editable when it first opened. So I had to
Okay.
close it and reopen it, and then the button showed up.
Is it in a specific category? Let's see.
It's
here.
in handouts. Chondath
Handouts.
tournament.
Tournament application. There we go. Edits. So our group name is Marsh Illustrious Travelers.
Ew.
While this is happening, can Ponderance walk around the group and talk directly to the registrar?
Yes.
No.
Welcome to the Tri-Town Tournament of Chondath. How can I help you?
Yes, thank you. I could not help but overhear that you allow group registrations. I guess I was just a little confused. Do groups place or do individuals place for the competition rewards?
Individuals place. There'll be a first, second, and third prize only just for individuals. The group is only for the 6 people versus the larger monster event that
I
will
see.
happening on the 3rd day.
So the group has no bearing on the prize. Just to
It
be
does
clear.
not, no.
Great, thank you.
Would you like an application?
I would.
Alright, they reach down again and hand out a duplicate application for Ponderance.
I told you there were more.
Oh, look, the group fight needs 6, so there's only 5 of us.
What does representation mean again?
That's
Who
the
you
group.
represent?
Shh. They're not going to repeat it again.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're representing,
That's where we
you know,
put
like your guild
it.
that you like. So maybe you're representing your guild, or maybe you're in here fighting for your king, or you're, you know, maybe you're fighting for, maybe you're representing him.
That is correct.
Alright.
I like this one. She listens.
There you have it. It's one of my many skills, but they ain't giving no prizes for that today. That's too bad.
You got an extra point in my book.
Is everyone else able to add their names?
I don't
Well, can
really...
somebody add mine?
Sure, I can add yours.
Sheila Johnson.
Yeah,
Sheila.
the
How do
utensils
you
tend to be a little
spell
too
it?
small for my giant hands. It is very hard for me to write.
Sheila, how old are you? Sheila, how old are you?
I am exactly none of your
Not
business. Oh,
Very
They
polite.
need to know. It's on the
lady
form.
that? Oh,
They need to
fine.
know your age.
Rounded to the nearest 100 years.
And I am 22.
100 years old. That is...
It is
Something like
22.
that.
And where are you from, Sheila?
None of your business.
No, it's
Right
on the
there.
form. It's on the form.
Nunya in the county of business. Nunya in business. Nunya
None.
business.
Nanya.
Unabiznis.
Business.
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 Very nice.
And the representation, I guess, tits?
With tit. All about that.
Boom, ba-dum, boom, boom, ba-dum, boom, boom.
That is okay. And I am from Green Crest. I also represent tits. And
Green
I-
nest.
Green Crest. Right?
Oh,
Green Crest? Green Nest?
good. I heard that other place burned down.
What?
Green
I-
nest.
I'm gonna turn to Ponderance, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, Bright Boy, we need a group of 6 to fight the monster, and there's only 5 of us. What do you think?"
Well,
Yeah,
from
yeah,
my
buddy.
understanding, the registrar did say we would be matched with individuals to fill out our party.
Get this guy over here.
Okay.
I guess my question would be, for what do you fight?
Looks like he's the one with the higher passive.
Well, I would say that 1,000 platinum pieces is a pretty good motivator. What do you think?
Ka-ching, ka-ching, you know what I mean?
Not to
D6.
mention the legendary prism.
My only interest is in the prism. I do not seek wealth. I wish you the best of luck in finding your platinum pieces if riches is what you seek.
Ah, well, la-di-da. Yeah. You'd think better if you didn't have any.
I have no need, but looking
Must be
close-
nice.
I will say I'm somewhat. I guess I don't know what anyone looks like actually.
I'm gonna use divine sense. 'Cause this guy is just kind of creepy. He's like, I do not seek the worldly things.
Okay, will you cast Divine Sense? Ponderance, do you fall into a category of celestial fiend or undead?
Definitely undead. I don't know about celestial. Would my
Okay,
my
so
astral quarry self count as
So-
celestial?
Metal Skin, you're like registering undead coming in the direction of Ponderance, but it's a bit confusing because there's something like a little different. Like you get a little bit of celestial in there, though you know that you're supposed to get like a hard yes or no. It's a yes for undead and kind of like a gray area for celestial. So it's a bit confusing.
Does not compute. Okay.
I guess for my response to what I was asked directly, are these like how does our party stand up to the rest of the people we've seen standing around the town or around? Like, are these ragtag group of people who struggle to fill out a form, or are these seasoned adventurers that
Yes to
Ooh.
both.
Yeah,
So-
definitely struggling to fill out a form.
As the entire group, all 6 of you, have made your way from Shamph to the tournament grounds to the entrance and the registrar, you actually haven't seen any other champions, as it were. Any other people competing. Like, when you showed up to this side of the entrance, there was no one here, except for the 6 of you. You look around, you can kind of see a partition that is blocking your sight from where the you will end up after this, after you complete your registration. But you haven't actually seen any champions to size yourself up against so far.
We haven't seen any champions.
Champions.
Cthulhu, where are you from?
I don't know. I haven't actually thought about that one yet. I was trying to look around the map earlier, and I didn't really. There's a lot of mountains, but like, I don't know how tall they are because there are no like snowy mountains. I also don't know where Goliath would be located really on this map. Hold on. I will, 1 second. What? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, it's weird. I muted my mic and it made the sound like I left. And then I unmuted it and it made the sound like somebody joined. I don't know if it was myself or somebody else.
I didn't hear it.
All right, Ponderance, you can also use the same handout that they are using for entering.
okay?
Even if you aren't technically writing it on the same piece of paper, you could just fill it out there. So have something to reference.
Sure. after starting to fill out the form, Ponderance stops, crosses it out, and then looks at the group and says, "Apologies. In the spirit of the bird in the hand, I see no reason why we could not register as a group. I would be happy to join you if you'd have me."
There we
More the
go.
merrier.
I don't see why not.
So,
You're
Cthulhu, you
pretty
don't know
good.
where you are.
Or where do you come from?
Yes, where you come from. Where your family, or where were you born?
Where family?
There, fam.
Where?
Shark bait. Ooh-ah.
I wrote down Narfell. You said somewhere north, right?
Ice Rim. I'll do Ice Rim Mountains.
Ice Rim?
Yeah.
Okay, let me. Ice Rim. There.
Fuck off.
Who last had the form and handed it to Ponderance? Let's see.
Aja had it, and she'll hand it to you.
Cool.
Fill out. After many of the edits on Cthulhu.
Do we?
Scene.
Were we told your character's name?
Nope.
I don't think I said it, but I hand the form back and say, "It is nice to make your acquaintance, Ponderance. You may call me." I hand the form back to Aja.
Oh.
I am Asha.
I am Aja.
Not the same.
Not the same. Mine's a Aja, and she's an Asha.
Asha. Do not confuse them.
I see. I will certainly remember that.
Lest ye be warned.
Oh, you're from the Dreamscape. I've never heard of this place.
I'm certain you visited before.
Oh. Ominous.
I don't know. I don't remember any dreams. But
I will also note that I wrote 34 on the form, but my character definitely looks to be an elderly man.
A little older or just ageless?
No, it looks like an elderly man.
Oh. I have no questions. I mean, Cthulhu said he was 8. I will put this in. And I go to the register and turn it in.
I am
Are
very
you
tall for my
finished?
age.
Yes.
Good, because I'm about to go on my break.
God riddance.
And you hand the form back?
Yes, I think it looks good, right? Asha, representation. Do you want to represent the tits?
Yes.
Okay, real quick, let me make this. Hold on one moment, I got to fill out. You got the eyes, there you go. Okay, everything is good.
They were
Quickly.
trying to grab it from you.
Added that ITS.
Okay. All right. So this is what you will be introduced as?
Yes.
When it is your turn to do your event, here, take these as well. And they will, go behind the desk and... So you got 6 of you. And pull out, these little, VIP badges and hand them out to each one individually. Won't give the 6 to Aja, herself. But make sure that each person grabs onto their own badge. Be sure not to lose these. If you lose them, you'll, have to, come back through here, and I don't want to see ugly mugs again. But these badges allow you to go into the public area and go back into the participating tents.
Oh, we like you
Back and
too.
forth. So, good luck to you, and, maybe, they look at the piece of paper. maybe I'll see Sheila again and have a drink with her. But, everyone else, you can get out of here. I'm about to go on my break. And they, like, just push their chair back and lean back on it and just, like, look like they're getting ready to take a nap.
Right then.
All right.
Well, perhaps we can. I understand that there was like a camping area. where
Oh,
we can
right.
put up.
Sorry.
Oops.
I was very tired. And they will go up and pick up a stick. And it looks like just like a twig you find on a tree, and like just tap it on the desk very vigorously. Kind of make splinters of the twig a little bit. And the partition that is on your right side, or sorry, the left side. I got my left and right mixed up. But on your left side that wasn't on the line side of the public entrance will disappear, and you will see a vast area with all sorts of vendors and people milling about. Let's see. These.
Whoa!
A lot of people going through this area, and it seems like vendors and tents are all lined into these rows and whatnot. And the registrar will say, "All right, this is your area for the entrance. There are several vendors, places where you can buy your things if you need anything else for the tournament. These are special vendors. They're not in the public area. This won't offer these things to the public in general. If you want some fancy foods, you got to go to the public side and get some stuff there. But otherwise, you can just get some rations from this side. If you go along this path, you'll find a nice spot waiting for you to set up camp. Take as much space as you need. The extra space will be filled in. Each group or combatant will have their own space separate from another's. This is to keep combatants from interfering with each other. Be in mind that sabotage is cheating. I don't want to see or hear about any cheaters. Keep to yourselves, have fun, and win this goddamn tournament." And with that, they'll scoot their chair back again and assume this napping position, allowing you to enter this area.
Neat. I like this cat vendor. He's got wares I want to check out.
He's got you captivated.
He's got me captivated. Yes.
Everyone roll d4.
Oh, no.
Taking emotional damage.
Cats to pay.
No.
Note that if you make the pun, you do not have to roll.
Taylor made the pun. I just said it louder.
Oh, okay.
That's on me.
Oh, only.
Where do we keep track of this?
On the right side,
We all created. I put a
more
dad joke thing
resources,
here.
and I just named one emotional damage. So I have face step, channel divinity, harness divine power, emotional damage, helm of teleportation.
Sheila's going to look around and see if there's any sort of little meeting area or little town square looking area where people are fountain thing where she set up some bus.
All right, Sheila, you walk around.
Before Sheila has a chance to run away, I tug on her sleeve and ask her if she will make our hut.
She leaves. Yeah, the hut will not be there. She has to stay inside of it the entire time.
Yeah, it
Oh.
only lasts 8 hours.
Bummer. Okay. I will find a nice spot that
Sorry, I
doesn't.
said, Sheila, you what?
She wants the hut to be made, but she assumes it's more of a tent kind of thing.
Do you guys want me to try to find my people again and see if we can get some place that was maybe a little bit safer to stay? If they exist here?
Why not? Don't we want to kind of hang out here with all the other competitors? You might get a lot of good tips, such. Kind of good to know who you're fighting.
I mean, that is true, but they also might learn things about you. Don't know how secretive you want to be about everything you know.
Hurts.
Yeah. I mostly want to size up the competition.
I mean, we can always go snooping during the day, but you know, at night you probably want somewhere that you don't have to worry about people.
Good point.
You do have
I want
one.
that during the day too.
You have the half of today left, and you have one full day tomorrow, and then the tournament starts the next day.
Well, there will most definitely be people around gloating, saying that they're going to win. You can scout those people and look for the quiet ones.
Okay, so Sheila wants to go find a place to perform. Does Ashe want to find a spot to set up camp, or does Metalskin want to find some of the foundation or faction?
Also, does anyone, I don't remember if we ever talked about it, does anyone have any kind of like long distance communication, like message or sending?
That's a good
Well, I
question.
don't.
No.
Maybe you could find some sending stones in this.
Oh yeah, maybe they have some of the cell stones.
Yeah,
Cell stones.
I will go.
I could prepare sending.
I'm gonna try to find some sending stones. I got some cash that I haven't spent, so some clanks.
Communicate.
How long distance are we
Hello?
talking?
Well, not necessarily between planes.
I mean, that's not what I was getting at, but
Hey, you never
can-
know.
I can speak to you
Somebody-
in your dreams.
Somebody could get banished or like, sent to a different plane.
Yeah.
The ethereal plane. Who knows?
I don't know. Just
if we stay in the area, I'm sure I could get everyone's attention. But if we are wandering too far,
he just turns
I don't
into a
think I could
giant beacon.
regroup us.
Good to know.
Maybe
Stick-
less than discreet, though. Fair warning.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Oh, this makes me kind of. I'm curious.
well, regardless, I'm going to go find my
That's
No.
true.
I'm going to go find my enclave and see if they have some place here that we might be able to stay. Whether or not you want to be there is up to you. I also tried to find some sending stones and see if it is something that I can afford.
Asha,
Good. Maybe your enclave will lend, and then we can stay here. That way they're helping us, and we owe them. We'll be very grateful. But then
That's
we
true.
really get
They,
the skinny on.
yes, I will just say that they are not necessarily cautious about the visitors, but they are very gentle people and of nature, so must respect everything around them. I'm not saying that specifically to anybody, just as a general warning.
Okay, if people don't have a message you're sending, is there a rendezvous point that you want to meet up at? If You're not gonna find a camp spot.
Maybe the registration desk.
Or we could meet back at this little cat vendor since he has captivated so many of you.
Yeah, like I'm down with that. Let's meet up back here, the cat stall.
In about 2 hours.
Yes, we're gonna hang out. We'll meet back up at this cat box in like 2 hours. That sounds good.
All right, just remember, no littering.
It is a
Take
cat
another
box.
D4. And your maximum emotional damage is 5 times your level.
Okay.
We just have to do that again.
Or again.
Terrible.
And once you run out of emotional damage, you'll have to take 1 point of exhaustion. I think we ended up at.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
If Ashe is wanting to go check out the camping area, Aja will follow.
Ashe is gonna follow soon.
Okay. Then Aja will go check out the camping area.
Okay. What is Loki and Ponderance wanting to do?
Well, Sheila, you were going shopping, right?
No, I wanted to go find a place to, maybe sit and without my hat and play a little music. See if anybody wants.
Oh, right. You were looking to perform. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Well, I was gonna go shopping, just browsing.
There you go.
Okay. Loki can stay in this area and look at stuff. I'll give you some ideas once it comes around.
Okay.
Ponderance.
I would, I guess, Ponderance steps after Aja and taps on the shoulder. It's like, I would be happy to join you to find a clearing to set up.
Ah, wonderful. Then let us go.
Perfect.
Okay. Let's start with the two of you. So everyone essentially goes their own way. 2 groups of 2, and then 2 more groups of 1. Aja and Ponderance, you wander down the rows of vendors, tents, and people set up in bardos or wagons, whatnot. All manner of items. In fact, if you were to craft something, you would probably be able to make some money if you set up a stall next to your campsite, or if you wanted to set up a stall next to the faction that you might be staying in. But you find...
You don't need like a license or anything to sell?
Nope. It doesn't.
That's great.
It seems like there's pretty much anything you would want for getting ready for a tournament. There's magic items, armor, weapons, trinkets, little figurines if you want. It's pretty much anything except for a variety of food. The registrar did mention that if you want a more varied food selection, you would have to go to the public side. Here they sell like rations that can last longer, can feed you longer. Sell things like good berries where it's weigh almost nothing and feed you for an entire day, that kind of thing. But it's, if you want flavor, you'll want to go to the public side.
So you're telling me that there is need for a food vendor of perhaps fresh
Yeah.
elk meat and cheeses.
If
Sure.
we had fresh
This
elk meat.
might actually be a good time. We didn't do it, but I actually came with a fun fact earlier.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
I decided that I came from the town of El Terrell, where my parents served the the Paladin knighthood as essentially bakers. I don't know if my character would be proficient in it, but I decided that they lived a simple life baking bread for soldiers and clerics.
This is exciting.
I'll say that you know your good quality pastries and breads.
Cool.
We'll decide later if you're get.
Yeah, can you get a cooking skill?
Maybe we'll see, but yeah, you could sell whatever you want on this side. But as you see all this, as you see very people, all sorts of vendors, people walking around, you notice that there aren't, like, I guess I'll have you roll insight to kind of judge what the people, like, the two of you, Aja and Ponderance, roll insight, to judge, like, the general idea of what these people are about.
Got a 10. They're people.
Ponderance?
Yeah. Hold on. I have so many things. I just have
Motherfucking
to make sure I have
bipods.
nothing related to insight in my features, but I don't think so. Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
So, Aja, you are just like, you are a little bit overwhelmed. The whole, like, not being around people or elves. Suddenly, this is a cacophony of all sorts of cultures and races, just all at once. When the registrar opened up the partition, it was like a culture shock, just like seeing so many things. And you've continued on that level of awe since then. So you can't really tell what these people are all about. Ponderance, you've known in your travels, like, you've got to know people pretty well. People who judge you and judging them as well, getting a good look at them. And it's really difficult, but you can't find a lot of people whom you would regard as tournament and entries or champions. A lot of the people who are walking are vendors themselves, looking to compare each other. This is very much a trading opportunity for all these people. You do notice a couple people wandering around that are a little bit more heavily armored, so you could judge maybe they are part of the tournament like yourself. But it doesn't seem like there's a lot of champions themselves involved in these paths. So you notice that as you're walking, and you get to a spot. It looks like it has been sectioned off. So there are vendors on both sides and beyond it. But it's like a 20-foot square patch of ground that is kind of like the grass has been pressed down and softened, so if somebody needed to sleep on the ground, it'd be very soft. And you can assume that this is a campsite that the tournament has opened up for whoever needs it.
So I've covered how, like, densely packed is the campsite? Like, are the sites close together or further apart?
In your, like, 5 to 10 minutes of walking, this is the first one you've seen.
Okay, I see. So it's not like a big group of all of them. There's just some scattered around.
Yes, the registrar mentioned that none of the campsites are right next to each other, so that less
Yeah, that's right.
sabotage would happen.
Thank you.
And hold on for one moment, I have to let the cat go.
I thought I heard a cat.
Yeah, I kept hearing a cat, and I was like, wow, cat vendors. They still meow.
Their charm to charge you 50%.
Yeah, they start
Aw.
purring. They
I was
do the
gonna go
whole
get
eyes.
cheese.
Well, you can go get stuff if you want. I can talk to get other people going. So
Okay.
you find this one site. Would you like to put it in your mind to have this as a campsite, or do you want to keep looking for another one?
Is it really close? It's not really close to a lot of people, yeah?
It is. On either side of the site are vendors, and beyond it are more vendors, which you can assume is on another pathway. So it seems like everything is pretty densely packed in this area. But it's like a 20-foot square patch of padded grass.
I turn to Ponderance and I'm like, I'm not sure about you, but I don't really like having neighbors. I'm not used to being so around people. Do you think this is a good campsite, or do you think we can find another one? Be a little
I'm
more spacious.
inclined to agree with you. If we're setting up, I don't wish to be near the hubbub of the vendor carts.
Yes. We'll keep looking.
Great.
So you continue walking around. You see more and more vendors. You do see, as you're walking around, like 2 more campsites that are designated. This patch of grass, one is 30 by 30 square patch, and the other is another 20 by 20. But as you're walking around, you notice that everything that has been designated is tightly packed into a space. So if you wanted to camp on the entrance side, you probably would have to pick one of these spots.
I guess just make a mental note of them. Wait for the rest of the group to decide.
Okay.
I agree.
Is there anything else you'd like to do before we switch to somebody else?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Ponderance, like, have you been here before? Have you taken part in this tournament?
No, this is my first time. It's quite curious, actually. I expected to see a lot more. Trying to be polite, seasoned adventurers. It seems like there is less focus on a wealth of power and more so on the power of wealth. Why are there so many vendors here?
Yes, it is odd. We heard about it on our travels from Baymarsh. And we're kind of expecting more of warriors and the like, not so many merchants as well. I'm not sure.
We shouldn't be too surprised if the person who holds the prism decides to host a tournament to give it out rather than, wield or deal with it appropriately.
Yes,
But-
is it the Baron that owns it? This bear that's in charge? That owns this
Fucking
prison?
bear!
They're obviously under some kind of bear tyranny.
I'm not entirely certain. I don't know their motivation. Maybe we could find out in that conversation.
Ah, yes. That's more investigating. They're
Well-
around somewhere.
At least we know there'll be somewhere to sit down at the end of the day. Maybe
Yes.
the one with the skin of metal will have found something better.
Good point. I assume we're gonna start heading back to the meeting point. I don't know how long it's been.
So do you want... Ponderance did notice that there are some champions like scattered around, people in a little bit more heavily armored. So if you want, you could talk to them. It's not like it's scant of these, but the ratio of vendor to champion is quite scared.
Sure. I point at one nearby. And look at Aja. Well, would you like to go introduce ourselves to the competition? I think it'd be only polite.
I agree. Let us go.
Do you want to
Jump this guy.
So, the one you notice and go to approach is two people. They seem to be browsing some of the vendors. One of them is a dwarf in sort of heavier armor. And the other is rather a minotaur that is clad in leather.
I'll look at Ponderance.
What are they doing anything? Are they just
They're browsing
milling
one of
about?
the vendors. They're like they appear that they're together and they're talking to each other and talking about like pointing at some items on the counter and looking. The vendor isn't directly helping them. They're helping somebody else. But once if you want to go and approach them.
Okay, so Aja, you give me a look, like noticing them too?
Yes, noticing them and then kind of been like, do you want to take the roll or should I? Is the kind of look I'm giving you. Like
With the look, I give like a little knowing nod and then walk up to them. Excuse me, sorry to bother you. I could not help but notice you are a little more well armed than some of our friends here, gesturing at the vendor.
They
Are
were
you
both
here to
turned-
compete too?
What was that? Sorry.
Are you here to compete as well?
The dwarf speaks up. Yes, we are here to compete. We want the ultimate treasure. It is very good. But to show our strength, and as a pair, we believe that we can take them on. Are you here to compete as well?
Yes, we are. This is my new friend Aja. We are actually registered as a group. Is it just the two of you here to compete?
Just two of us? No, there's been others. Are you looking? Did you just arrive here?
Yes, not too long ago. We saw some of the campsites. Very tight.
The Minotaur will speak up. Oh, yes, seems like they won't just keep us nice and packed, good for space and whatnot. There's a lot of people that are here that just need space. At a certain time, all the vendors will close down so that we can get a good night's sleep and rush up. Make sure that we are at our best.
do you know if these vendors are also participating in this tournament?
No, the vendors are more of a barrier to keep the different combatants separate from each other, so the campsites aren't right next to each other. It's a security measure, I've heard.
And do you happen to know who is is this your first tournament, or have you been to others of this at this specific tournament?
Yes, this is our first, and we're pretty excited. We've heard a lot about it, but we haven't actually attended before.
And do you know who is running this tournament? Like, who has this legendary item?
Well, I don't think that they actually show the item, just again for security purposes. But I think that the Baron keeps it safe, locked up.
Interesting. And they're just giving it away, this legendary item.
Well,
For
they're
nothing.
not. It's not just giving it away. I mean, you gotta compete. You gotta be first place.
That is true.
Show
That
your
said, I'm
strength.
sure they
and
must have a good motivation for making people compete for this item.
prove
Right?
your
Like-
worthiness.
They have to get something out of this.
Your might.
Very curious.
around.
Maybe
This is what they get out of it. All these people showing up, the tourism that comes in, all the people that want to compete with it. That's the money.
that is a good point. I'll be curious to ask them more in our conversation we'll have.
You have a way to speak with them.
Is that not one of the prizes for winning this tournament? Is that not why you're here?
I meant before the end. Yeah, that's true. Yes.
I mean, I guess, of course, you had other questions you wanted to ask the Baron. I'm not quite certain of their reputation.
Personally, we haven't seen them, so we don't quite know what they look like. We just got in this morning. We were checking out the area.
Very well. Sounds like there's as much mystery for others as there is for us, Aja.
Indeed. It is quite
Oh.
peculiar.
Sorry, we didn't introduce ourselves. I am Alonso. The Minotaur holds out their hand. And I am Lenny. Dwarf holds out his hand.
Aja will shake both simultaneously with both hands.
Which is good because Ponderance does not reach for either hand, but just gives a light bow.
It's fair.
So, what was their names again? It was Alonzo?
Olasso.
Minotaur. Warrior. And the Dwarven fellow.
Cheese is so good.
If you want, you can roll insight to see if you can kind of judge more of their about their appearance.
I will, yes.
May I as well?
Yes, both.
And what was the dwarf's name?
Lenny. Lenny.
Lenny. What a very strong dwarfen name.
So both of you, as you are mentally putting their names and appearances into your head, note that the Minotaur, wrapped in leather, looks to have a pair of swords on either hip and a longbow on its back, quiver. So either like a fighter
They're-
or a ranger.
Not a druid.
No. This looks like they are well equipped for range. And then Lenny, dwarf in heavy armor. Probably not plate, but chainmail kind of stuff, half plate sort of thing. With that 20, I will say that you do get a glimpse of a holy symbol, I'd say, that is wrapped around the wrist of the hand you shook. So either a paladin or a cleric.
Or a warlock. Who's to...
Well, I mean, who I don't
Yeah,
I don't know if your
I
character
get
would
what you're
know,
saying.
but warlocks can't wear.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
No. Hexblades can wear medium armor.
Okay. Listen, paladin or cleric. Got it. Noted. And does he have any weapons on him, perchance?
It's got a small mace and another large handled weapon. You can't see what kind. On its back, so you can't see the blade, but you can see that there's a handle on it.
Okay.
Could be a spear, could be an axe, could be a mace or a battle axe, a maul. That's it.
Okay. All right. Asha's going to ask, like, well, it was a pleasure talking to you, fine folks. We're gonna keep exploring. Sounds like you've already been doing a lot of that. So we've got some catching up to do. Masaranas.
Good luck to you. Sure we'll be seeing each other again.
Asha nods her head and then looks to Ponderance. I think you start walking away.
Just say, I don't know, may hope guide you. It was nice to meet you. Turn heel.
May the light be with you.
And also with you.
And they turn back to the vendor they were cruising. Okay, so you have a little bit of information about some of your opponents, and we will go to Sheila. Sheila, you break off from the group, and you are very eager to find a spot to perform. You go in a different direction than Aja and Ponderance, and while you are on the champion side, you can't seem to find any, like, what? You said the name of the thing that you wanted. Town square. A square.
Like
of
a
anything
town square, yeah.
So the only open area you find are a couple campsites. Pretty much exact the dimensions as Ponderance and Aja had seen before. There's you find a 20 by 20 square foot padded grass area that is surrounded on 3 sides with vendors, and you find a similar one that is 30 by 30 square feet. But those would be the only places that you could perform. If you want, you can roll insight to get a good judgment of the people here.
I will take a look, kind of listen in or amble by the vendors and listen in and see if I can figure out if these guys might be open to talking. Maybe I can give them a cut.
So you're having a hard time, like, you really want a group of people to perform for, but it seems like these people are only interested in selling their wares or buying wares. They aren't really interested in music. You can kind of hear, like, there's a general ambience of music coming from somewhere, so it's not really a big concern that they want entertainment. You can deduce that if you would go to the public side, you might be able to find a spot for that.
I'll go ahead and direct.
Okay. So you don't go back the way you came. The registrar, the partition is closed again, since it was only there for registration going in. And so you wander around and find a spot that you're able to walk to the public side. So there's a large partition that goes down, bisect the entire tournament grounds, and there's a small opening, and you can tell that there's, like, a little bit of magic that is, like, sort of a gateway kind of thing, but it's very slight and shimmering. And on the other side, you can see much more variety of people. You see elderly people and children and, like, middle-aged and young people, and there's a lot more activity and less serious business on that side of the partition.
Okay. Can I go ahead and try to go past that partition?
Yep.
Try to. Okay.
So you walk
I wonder
through
what
the
this
shimmering.
magic's all about. All right.
You walk through the shimmering magic portal, and wherever you place your VIP badge, it sends like a little tingling through that part of your body. So if you put it in like your side bag or your backpack, you'll feel like something magical happening there. But you walk through and have no difficulty doing so. The magic is there to indicate that the VIP badge is working. So you walk through, and it just opens up. Like, it went from Ren Fair style, like just booths and shopping and whatnot, to just like an open area. There's like more of a semicircle of vendors. There's places to sit. There's for food. There's places to sit for rest. Benches and people running around, children having fun. This is just like a more people paid to get into this spot to have a good time. So here you are able to find plenty of spots for you to perform.
Oh, good. I'll go ahead and my whole point in doing this isn't to make. I just want people to hear my songs. Some of the ones I've been noodling, think of them, and put my hat out. See if anybody wants to throw a coin in. Maybe I can have a visit or two. Kind of get a lay of the land. How the people are talking. That's my whole point.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. Find either a bench or a spot on the ground, and roll performance to see how you do.
Better than.
Okay, yeah. So you place your cap on the ground and get either your flute or your lyre out, or your harp, and perform for these people. People are very thrilled to have more music. You like the other side. There's sort of a just general music that lingers over the top, coming from somewhere, you're not sure where. But when you start to perform, people get excited, and have a little circle around you while you perform your music.
I will take a moment in between songs just to visit with the people and ask them about their day and what they think, and if you have any favorites, that sort of thing. And I'll just, later on you can tell me what you had, and I'll write it so I can tell my.
Okay. So everyone's excited. Someone to perform here. It was not really full of entertainment. They would have to go to a specific tent to get some live performance, but you dropping down in the middle of the square, you were able to perform. And you get some suggestions. There's like oh man, it's not important. But you get a good vibe from everyone. You do manage to make for your entire performance, you make 94 copper and 7 silver.
Right. Very good. When I'm done and seem to be tuckered out, I'll go ahead wander back over and look for the camp.
Okay. All right, let's go to Loki. What are you shopping for? Here, you can find pretty much anything. You can find magic stones. You can find spell scrolls. You can find magic armor, magic weapons.
Well, I
cloaks.
am specifically looking for an armorer to upgrade either my chainmail or shield.
Okay. Are you looking
Or
for
both.
like a +1?
Yeah, unless there's something exotic available.
You can find anything. So pretty much this is it. This is like a town shopping, but it's much more varied. These people are prepared to sell to champions that want to compete in this tournament. So,
Okay.
it,
So what
whatever
I
you
should do
want.
is like look in the compendium and then you give me a price.
Yeah. If you want, you said you had chainmail, your adamant or your mithril chainmail.
Well, no, I have mithril armor, but then I have chainmail on top of it. I thought was how that worked. Is that not how the way it works?
Mithril is just a type of metal that the armor is made out of. So it is chainmail that is made out of mithril metal.
Okay, that's what would.
We have
Fine, then no. Then it's the shield that I'm looking for.
what kind of shield? Are you looking for a +1? Are you looking for a specific name of a shield, or what would you like?
What do you want your
Shield
to
of
do?
invincibility. To where? It,
You would not be able to afford it.
okay, right. So let's say a +1 shield. Do you
So-
happen to have a price on that, or should I look it up?
So a +1 shield. If you want to upgrade your shield to be a +1, it'll
Yes.
be
That's what I want to do.
600 gold.
Okay, I can do 600 gold. So
Okay.
I've done that.
Yeah. So add +1 shield to your item list. Delete the normal shield, and take off
Okay.
600 gold.
Okay, I'll do that, and then I will walk towards where Ashe and Ponderance had gone to scout out the camping site. I'll walk in that direction.
Also, I'll
I
say, if you want to haggle at all, you can roll persuasion. But if a roll is lower than expected, it might go up in price. So there's a risk to haggling if you'd like. But a higher roll will lower the price as well.
It would be based on your persuasion.
No, if the price went up, I might not be able to afford it. So
All right. You can also
So
pay
I'll
the straight
just-
price. No problem.
All right. So, yeah, I'm done. I will go up, make my update, my shield, and I'm walking off towards where Ponderance and Ashe had gone.
Okay. Everyone has done their thing, and you'll meet up at the cat's place. We'll go to Meadowskin and Ashe. Meadowskin, you don't have to make a investigation because you know what you're looking for. If you were just kind of like looking for a different faction, you would have to, but you know what to look for. So, as you're looking around, on this side of the tournament grounds, you don't see any sign of your faction. It
Okay.
seems like you pass the campsites that you've heard before, the 20 by 20 padded grass campsite that's sectioned off. And as you're wandering around, you do also, if you'd like, go through the shimmering portal onto the public side. Search for your faction.
Okay.
Alright, so the two of you walk through the portal. Wherever you hide the VIP badge, just tingles a little bit, let you know that it's working. Let you know to not lose it, because you will not be able to go back through this portal if you lose it. So, you go to the public side. It's much more open, less packed. The side is more for entertainment rather than business. And you, as you're wandering around, you see that there is lodging here. Some innkeepers have come in and set up some quick tents, set up some quick shelters, some multi-story shelters, so that people that don't live in the area can stay here for as long as the tournament meets. And as you're wandering around, you do find your faction. They have a tent set up for themselves. It's not really a vendor tent. It's not a entertainment tent. It's just they're there to, or these group of people are there to observe the tournament.
Okay.
So, if you would like, this faction kind of only brought room from themselves. If you would like to stay with them, they can make some room, but it'll be a bit snug. Not imposing on anyone, but it won't be as roomy as the champion side.
I see. Okay. So the faction they don't really have like any establishments here.
This isn't really an established town for that. I'll say that factions are here and can provide a service if you need it, but it won't be as structured as if you were in a town.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Well, then I would just like to, I guess, ask around and see if people have found places that they would recommend, or anyone that they know.
So yeah, you ask your faction. They say if you're competing, it's probably a good idea to stay on the champion side. They've heard that information gets sent out on that side, but not on this side. But if you want a private room, there are quick inns that are set up around that you saw coming in that could provide you with room for some money.
Okay.
Okay, Ashe, is there anything you'd like to look around for as you are following Metalskin around?
Just kind of wherever there is the least amount of people that we could stay.
That's gonna be
Like,
tough.
I know it's a crowded, but maybe like there's one of the campsites that has a tree or something, or some bushes. I don't know.
If you're able to grow plants, then you would have that. But if you really want less people around you, you'd have to go back to Shamph and find an area that's open.
Okay.
This is a very busy time. It's very crowded, but they make it work. It's organized, even though it seems chaotic. And if there isn't anything anyone else would like to do, we'll say that this is getting into late afternoon, and you all meet up back to the gorgeous cat vendor that is selling stones.
What kind of stones are they?
What kind of stones do you want? So they're just
Sending stones?
I mean, sure, if you want to find sending stones, yes. They let's see. They are priced at 750 gold for a pair for two.
Woof. I don't have
There's also stones that are spell storing stones. Spell gems. That's what
Yes.
How much for the sending stones?
750
750.
There's so ion stones here.
Well, if someone wants to go
Is
ahead,
there any?
Stone of luck.
does anyone want to split the cost of the sending stones?
I can spin some.
I could chip in. I have, some gold to spare.
Good doggy.
750. Who's got that much? I don't even.
Oh, well, I mean, I have
Get 300.
I have 715.
I will offer 200 towards the stones.
That would be like 2 platinum, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would be willing to do 500.
I
Thanks.
can give a
Well,
plat, which is like 100.
I'll give a plat to that just to help.
Okay, so that's
1 plat from Aja.
200.
I've got 50. I don't have a platinum left.
You
That's
don't have to give
900.
everything that you have. Yeah. So I mean, 1, 2. Was that all of that Ashe has?
Asha? Or
Aja
Aja?
or Asha?
Ashe. That's what they said.
If we need more, I can.
No. Okay. So I was asking if you're okay.
I'm in for half a
She's
platinum.
offering.
Okay. So 50, 250, and then Ashe was doing 200. Correct?
Yes.
I will do
200 gold.
So it's 450. I will do 300 gold.
He'll do
And I
300.
did.
And that puts us
I
at
didn't-
7. Right, that's what I'm saying. So that puts us at 750.
Well, good.
Okay, so then Aja keeps her plat. Right? Because you don't need it.
No, so I was your plat.
My plat is 100.
Yes.
Okay.
Sheila's plat. The 50 gold from Loki. The 200 gold from Ashe, and then my 300 gold.
Okay,
It's 750.
there we go.
I will hold one. Who wants the other? Or who should have it?
Who likes to wander?
Well, I mean,
Wander where? Why do you need someone to
Well,
wander?
I don't think it just matters that if we
I will
do
just-
split up in the future
I will
into
just
2
hold on to
groups,
both.
as long as we just,
Yes.
hand them around as needed.
I will hold on to both for now. Whenever that we need to split up, we can have the other one give to somebody.
Sounds good. Sending stones work once a day?
No, sending stones are. I think they're normal. You
Yeah.
cast sending from them all the time.
Oh, okay, okay.
Cast.
The Curse of Strahd sending stones were very special because Mordenkainen couldn't
Mordenkainen.
be speaking to you all day. He had to
Yeah, he
limit.
he needed to give me a time limit.
He had shit.
Oh, wait.
It's his alone time.
It says once sending is cast through the stones, they can't be used again until next dawn. So it is once per day. My bad.
Sending stones are a uncommon item.
Yeah. Also, Loki and Ashe and Ponderance. Since you were kind of like looking at the vendor goods, and you noticed that the vendors here upprice the items that they sell. So if you found them other places, it'd be cheaper. But since they are kind of taking advantage of the fact that champions might need them for the upcoming tournament, they're gonna raise the price just a smidge.
That's all capital.
Just want to let you know that things are a little bit more expensive here than other places.
I say death to the capitalists.
You-
I'm joking. I'm not. I didn't say anything like that.
Aja shares the kind of information we got from the dwarf and the minotaur to the rest of the party when we all group up. And the kind of weird, I mean, granted, they didn't see the Baron or the Baroness, right? And they've been here
The
since
bear?
the morning. Yeah, they haven't
Yeah.
seen the bear or the bear lady since the morning.
Bear lady, yeah.
They're naked ladies. That's a band.
But I'm kind of curious if like just nobody's seen them, and they won't be seen until there's a winner. I guess we'll see. And the camping locations. They're all kind of there's space, but it's still kind of crowded.
Oh, let's go ahead and put her down.
Sounds good to me.
Aja will start heading towards the camp area. Assuming the group will
I'll
come.
follow you.
We follow, yes.
Okay, well, will you pick the 20 or the 30 size?
The 30 size. Bigger. Not big enough, but it'll do.
Yeah, 6 people probably should get the 30. Well, you notice that the 2 people there probably got the 20, maybe smaller. So, you head to 30. Is there a specific vendor you want to be next to, on either side, or do you just any vendor? Fine.
Does there happen to be a?
Sells something that goes with cheese.
Oh. I was gonna say, does there happen to be a shady potion merchant?
Well, you will have to look for them after dark. I don't think they would be shady if they were just openly doing business during the day.
That's a good point.
You asked about if there is a cheese vendor.
No.
No.
There's one that sells something that goes well with cheese.
So,
But then I remembered that you said there's like no food people here, so.
yeah, it's mostly rations or like, how to save space and weight with better rations, like good bear and whatnot. But yeah, when you were on the other side, you definitely got the whiff of the tasty food on the the other side. Different spices from all around Faerun.
Was there any bakers that stood up to my distinguished taste?
You didn't leave the champion side, so you wouldn't really know. You saw like hardtack, and you kind of like, ugh, that's unleavened bread. It's not that interesting.
Okay.
So if you were to ask Ashe about the food that she saw on the other side, maybe.
No, I think my character leave it alone. I just wondered if we came across it while we were scouting about.
No problem. Okay, well, you find the 30 by 30, and it's next to two random vendors, and you start setting up camp. And this is your home base, unless you decide to go elsewhere.
Build that camp.
So on one side of the campsite is a you get two healers on either side. One is a young woman who is a healer. She cures disease and sells some healing potions, and some bandages, medkits, that kind of thing. And on the other side is a lizard folk that sells herbs and apothecary style things. And you notice that as they are talking to a potential buyer, he doesn't seem to have teeth. So, yeah. That is what's on either side. A potion vendor, a young woman who's a potion vendor, and a toothless lizard folk that sells apothecary things. So, as you set up camp and get everything ready, the sun starts going down, and when it starts to get dark, you notice that people sort of notice it as well and start to move out of the path of the vendor area. Vendors start like throwing down their canopies, throwing down their the cloth curtain indicating that they're closed. The music that you swear is coming from somewhere, but you're not sure where, starts to slowly fade as people are getting ready to settle in for the night. Seems like they're trying to be very respectful of the entrants that are trying to get a good night's sleep to be ready for the tournament that's coming up. And for the rest of the night, what would you like to do, if anything?
Asha sets up her like place to sleep in the middle of our space, like as far away from the edges as possible.
Okay. Directly in the middle, 30-foot square.
Yep, right in the middle.
So, the next day, you will have the entire day to do what you like. I suppose we can end it here so you can think about what you'd like to do. If you want to try and find more champions, if you want to peruse vendors, if you want to try and sell your own goods, keep it in mind. We'll get that stuff done final day before the tournament starts, and then we'll go right on in to what happens there. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Sounds great.
Okay.
No, not that.